Hi there, guys. Welcome back to Outdoors, Brews, and BBQ. This is Carlos, your host. On today's episode, we're doing a off-site episode, but we are at a special location.
We are.
Of course, like always, Hyro, the co-host.
What up, what up?
Hiding in the corner. Might be slightly out of frame, but he's there. No?
No, I'm in frame.
You're in frame?
You're in frame.
All right.
Definitely made sure.
Well, Austin set up the
Amateur
camera.
hour.
Welcome back, Austin. It's been a few episodes since the last time you were in.
Good to be here.
All right.
Welcome back.
So you actually hooked me up with this episode, if I'm not mistaken. You were the one that started the interaction, but we'll get to that part later on. We're not going to specify where the interaction was. But
Don't know what you're talking about.
I would like to introduce Fernando.
How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for having us here. Give us a little insight into where are we?
So we're Miami Distillery, founded 2015 here in Kendall. Got a little tiny bar just west of the Miami Airport, and we're named after. I don't want to be answering questions that you might ask in the future.
Go ahead.
But we're named after the Big Cypress Preserve.
We'll get further into depth in that later on. Big Cypress Preserve is a natural preserve here in southern Florida. Right, it's part of Everglades National Park, or at least the northern part of Everglades National Park, if I'm not mistaken.
You're mistaken, but that's okay.
I'll let him. It's a continuation of the natural.
It is. It is a national preserve, but it's not. It's. I think they have
separated it.
Yeah,
there's a separation. I think that separation line is literally like right on State Road 41. But.
Yeah. It's a little.
Yeah.
And part of the Big Cypress area in general also belongs to the reservation. Some of it belongs to the Miccosukis, and some of it belongs to the Seminoles.
You're right on that. Some of it does belong to the Miccosukee down here south. Now, there is a huge chunk further north that belongs to a combination of the Miccosukee and the Seminole.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to get too far into depth about Miccosukee or the Seminole Indian tribes, but at one point they were one family. And the Miccosukis kind of became the renegades, if I'm not mistaken, and kind of shifted off and cut off the Seminole name. And then they just primarily named themselves Miccosukis, but when they're still family gatherings and whatnot, it's the Miccosukee Seminoles. That's what they are, in case you guys didn't know. Yeah.
Well, a lot of studying there.
Oh. So tell us, how did the idea of a distillery come about?
Wow, interesting. So I've been brewing since '94.
Wow.
I'm an early home brewer. Made a lot of stuff that tasted like crap. Still make stuff that tastes like crap.
At least none of the ones you've given me have tasted like crap.
That's right. That doesn't really make it. That doesn't make it to the. That doesn't make it to the bar.
Okay.
But cousin and I were talking about opening up something a little different. The breweries were already coming up. This is 2015, so you already we already start with some breweries showing up. And we said, let's do something a little different. Now, we didn't have the privileges that the breweries had of having a tasting room or a tap room, etc. That doesn't happen for us till after COVID. After the first year of COVID, we were able to get some of the same privileges that the breweries and wineries have here in Florida. So it allows us to create the bar. We've been fighting for this for a little bit. But the idea of the distillery was to do something a little different and to create our own booze. It's like let's create something that we can drink that we like, and that's how it started. It wasn't that organized. It was just a cousin of mine and I created this, and we were a little different. Most companies start, specifically distilleries that need to rely on distribution. They start with a marketing idea. We were product first. The product needed to meet certain expectations. And if the product wasn't there, we weren't going to release it. And that's how we were creating. We still behave that way. We're product first.
Interesting. Now, you did give us a special product that you only had one bottle left of, and I think we accidentally ended it up today in a combination of a drink.
Yeah, that was the oldest expression. So that was the first rum that I ever made that made it into a barrel. And that rum we only had 200 plus 250 bottles, 240 bottles. But we have some others that will be released. It won't have its allure. They won't be maybe 6 years old. We'll be releasing some this year. Our rum releases like that are very. I mean, we only manage like 40 or 50 barrels, right? So those long range or longer aged rums or whiskeys only get 1 to 4 barrels a year releases, which is anywhere between 200 and 250 to 400 or 500 bottles.
Okay.
A barrel only holds, depending on the evaporation and the strength of the alcohol going into the barrel. But usually a 7-year-old barrel will give you about 220 bottles at 50% or so, maybe a little less. If you came in at about 70% alcohol by volume into the barrel, which you can with rum. You can't.
Okay.
You can't with whiskey. Well, American whiskey, if it's bourbon or a rye or a wheat whiskey, you won't be able to come in that high. It's
Now,
124.
you don't have any bourbons specifically yourself.
We
right?
do.
You do?
We do. We release 1 or 2 barrels a year. They sell rather quickly.
Got to keep our eyes on.
Yeah. They sell rather quickly. We won't be releasing a bourbon this year.
Okay.
We will be releasing, we've already released a rye. We have a few bottles left, maybe 20 bottles left. We will be releasing what we believe is the first bottle in bond in Florida, which is a 4-year-old rye at 50%. It's interesting. It's all malted rye. That will be released. I believe it makes its 4-year will be in August. It'll be released in September. And we'll
Okay.
probably have, I don't know, probably have 210 bottles, 205 bottles of it.
So I guess I'm swinging by here in September.
Yeah. You
Swinging by
guys
here in
will,
September.
we sign up for our newsletter. That's where we'll advertise it first. People on the newsletter get like 3 days before the Instagram crowd gets notified.
Oh, well, I'm going to subscribe to the newsletter because then once the Instagram crowd finds out, it's, a stampede.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
We take care of those who we like, and we like every one of our customers. By the way,
Yeah.
Now, as far as distilleries, we found you guys. I know there's a distillery in the Keys. How many distilleries do we
there's
truly
three.
have
Three
here
in
in
the
South Florida?
Keys.
3 in the Keys?
There's 3 in the Keys. There's Isla Morada,
Uh-huh.
Papas Pilar, and Key West. First Rum, I don't know their name, but there's 3 rum distilleries in the Keys that I know of. In Miami, there was Alchemist. I'm not sure if they have a distillery anymore. Miami Rum Club, I don't know where he's operating out of. His product's still being manufactured. It was Miami's first distillery. Was Miami's rum legal distillery after Prohibition was Miami's Rum Club. There's Tropical Distillers in Alapata. I don't know of any others. There might be. I don't know of any other distillers.
Interesting. So we're under 10 here in South Florida as far as distilleries versus breweries. I know
Yeah.
they're all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, well, MIA has a distillery as well now.
Okay. I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, he's making some cool.
I know
whiskeys.
about MIA's beers.
Yeah.
Schnebley's is more of a winery slash brewery. Schnebley's has what is known as Miami Brewing Company right behind their main winery.
A nice spot.
Visually, it's nice. I don't know how I feel about their beers though.
Yeah.
No. We'll have to take a swing down there and see what's going on.
You guys have fun.
My mouth is a little dry here, man. Let me
I know. It's
let me
a little
finish
parched.
this.
I finished my.
I'm ready for the first shot of whatever poison you want to.
Why don't we start trying our Hell's Bay rum, named after Hell's Bay in the Everglades National Park?
I don't know if they could see a camera.
We'll get a close up shot.
We'll
We'll
take
get
a
another
photograph
shot,
and add it in there.
Yeah.
This is at 45%. It's I'll let you do the pouring. It's a Spanish style rum with some English notes. It does benefit from breeding. They're anywhere between 3 and 4 years old, and that's our staple rum of the house.
We got to make it through all 4 of them.
We do.
Yeah. Austin's already trying to kill us.
After we're off
I'm just
cam, then
saying.
we can go for more. But
I'm just saying.
you know,
Thank you, sir.
No, my pleasure.
we already had pre-drinking
all right.
someone fall out of a chair. So, is there something that we could say that would make
Smells so good.
your rums or your gins, because you also make gin,
Yes.
And liqueurs
Love the
and-
gin.
And
which
vodkas and
we'll have another episode for outside of the rum
clears.
/ wiki family, or the Brown family, as we can say it. Is there something that makes Big Cypress distinct from the rest of the distilleries here in South Florida?
Yeah, so from the rest of the conglomerates and stuff like that, so we know right out the bat that we will never be able to compete with the big guys. That's a fact. So how do we make our stuff unique enough? And specifically, this is our flagship rum, which has mass, in our taste, it has mass appeal. They're ultra dry, means we don't add any sugar to our rums. Pretty much this is as it comes out of the still, goes into a barrel, and most of them are single barrel. We don't necessarily put that on the bottles because we don't. There might be a blend, but most of the time they're single barrel rums. They do change from batch to batch a little bit. A lot of the large manufacturers will consider that a flaw. We consider that endearment. It's our product is craft. We don't have 750 barrels to blend from. We have 1 barrel. So, and the barrel behaves how it behaves. We do want rum to taste like rum. And there's a lot of rums that taste like vodka with some wood on it.
This is actually not bad. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not a rum guy, but this is good. This is really good.
And it's 45%. Needs to open up.
Yeah.
It's strong.
Yeah. Most of our stuff is bottled over 40%. The only and then some of our other rums are English style. The difference is how much character the rum has. Spanish rums are more subdued in flavors. They're filtered usually. A lot of them have added sugar. Ours doesn't. Ours are made with molasses and sugar as well. We use a combination of both. And it's just when we were making stuff, it's just what do we like? It's everything is made to our taste, and hopefully other people like it as well. But if we don't like it, we don't put it in a bottle.
Well, we like to rate what we drink.
Yeah, we do.
Rate it. I'm out of it.
So beers, we rate. We tasted a crap ton of different beers, but we like to rate spirits slightly different. We rate them from a 1 to 10. Beers, we tend to go from a 1 or a 0 to a 5 by decimals of 10. So 1.10, 1.30, 1.70.
Like gravity.
But if I had to, yeah. But if I had to give this from a 1 to 10, I like this a lot. This number is definitely up there for me. This is an 8 in my book. This is pretty high.
So like I said, I'm not a rum guy.
So just so y'all know, Chen is talking, so no one could ever hear him.
They can't see you, but they can hear you.
I'm not a rum guy, but I am Jamaican, so I'm from
Jesus. And non-rum Jamaican. That's
Right?
blasphemy. By the way, my favorite rums are Jamaican rums. And we're going to get into some rums that are funky. And that's the difference between an English rum and a Spanish rum, right? It's the English rums are more character, usually through bacteria and stuff like that.
Sometimes that character throws me off. Like, I'm not a huge spiced rum guy.
I put that in my coffee every morning.
This is smooth.
That's your sugar.
This
That's
is
my
smooth.
creamer.
This is smooth. This is strong. This is very good. Like, I would order this from. Remember Babam Court?
Babangko?
Okay,
Yeah.
this is better
Oh,
than-
love some
Yeah.
Babangko.
Oh, I appreciate
This
that.
is
Yeah.
better than that. This is better than Brugal. This is like for rum. This is
Yeah.
like a 9 for me.
Yeah.
Only because there's more rum, right? So I'm assuming
That's why I didn't give you a straight 10. because there's still 3 more I need to taste. So
I don't
Yeah.
want to give this one 10 and then go.
The other ones are different.
That's fine. This is a 9. I would buy this.
Okay.
I would buy
Okay.
this. This is good. You started strong, man. Doing good.
Yeah.
I'm at an 8 with this too. Do
Okay.
enjoy this very much.
It's very
gonna chug
smooth.
it. I'm trying to be nice.
Oh, no, yeah.
Throw this shot right now.
Hey, this is
I'm
strong.
like,
yeah.
This is strong, bro.
The beautiful thing about tasting spirits is you pour them thick, and the ratings get really strong at the end, no matter what the hell I pour you. We can go and get some stuff out of a 55-gallon drum right there that hasn't even made it into a barrel. After 4 or 5 of this, it tastes delicious.
You give us tap water, it'll be a 10.
What is
Yeah,
this?
I've had rums in the past, and the problem that I've had with rums is like the amount of sugar that's added. I don't digest that well for some reason, and this is it's strong. It's well bodied. I would give it a 9. I'd say 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I preach. Yeah, it does have a little bit of body for for as strong as it is.
Yeah.
It holds.
It holds its own.
This particular one that we're drinking right
Mm-hmm.
now, which is Hell's Bay, this must have been a younger barrel because I'm tasting some issues with it. A little issue, which is the younger wood flavor. I wish I had another version of it from barrels that are older. It loses that, but we do start. This all start with a new barrel and end up on a used barrel.
If you wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have even felt any sort of wood flavor in there.
There's-
But it still tastes great.
good.
It tastes great one way or
I'll
another.
drink it.
Austin, by the way,
Drink to that.
I was reading my questions, but I wasn't listening to what the heck you gave this. What was your number?
9.
9.
He gave it a 9. All
Give it a
right.
9.
I
So
appreciate
2
that.
9s and 2 8s. Not bad.
That's the best thing of doing things when I'm present, because I guarantee you this thing would be 2-3 points lower if I wasn't here.
No, actually, no.
No.
No, I'm straightforward. I'll tell you.
This is actually really good.
I do
Yeah.
enjoy this.
I like this one a lot.
You start giving
Yeah.
us more drinks, you're gonna get real answers.
That's
No,
right.
you'll get a real answer from
And
me all the time.
I think the perspective that you shared, like saying that, like I can taste some of the younger wood. Obviously, this is your craft. This is something that you work at. You're going to be able to like identify those imperfections more than like the average person would. But being able to share that speaks to your character and how proud you are of the product that you make. That says a
I
lot.
appreciate that.
Says a lot.
More rum.
More rum.
Off to
This
the
one,
next.
I mean, I've eliminated a crap ton of these questions because he's answered it as he's been speaking. So it's like, I can't ask that one. He already said
good.
that. Can't ask that one. He already said that.
So
Yeah.
this particular rum for dark rum, most people don't mix it with Coke. My recommendation with Hell's Bay, a little bit of Coke, like 2 ounces of rum, 4 ounces of Coke, and a nice squeeze of lemon or lime, and it's delicious.
I was like, with that one, I was like, I wanted some seltzer with it.
You can get some. You want
it's
some
like-
seltzer? We
oh,
can
no,
get some
I-
seltzer. There's seltzer here.
Actually, Carlos, I do have
No,
a
but I
question.
mean, when I had it, I was like, this would taste great with some seltzer, some lime. Like,
We got both of them.
I do have a question because typically when we go through like beers, we'll mention what food this might pair well with.
Oh, great.
So what would you say this would pair with? Like whether or what type of event? Whether you're just out with friends, out of the bar, out by the pool, out having a steak night dinner. Like what occasion would you pair this with?
It's interesting. I drink beer and I drink wine as well, right? And I drink spirits. Other than aged rums and whiskeys, rarely do I. And it would be alongside with a beer or alongside with a glass of wine. I'm not too much into pairing them with the meal. I would drink it, a daiquiri with which is what we call a hell daiquiri, which is a brown rum and daiquiri. I drink that on its own, right? It's
I want
before
that now.
before or
He said
after,
that, I was like, damn, I want that.
before or after dinner. It'll prep you for anything, right? On the neater side, when you're drinking them with just a little ice, a little bit of water, a little neater highball or so forth. I mean, you guys are right up my alley. Anything that's grilled, some nice. Doesn't have to be smoked, but it certainly gives me some of the grill character. Anywhere from a hamburger to a delicious tomahawk and everything in between.
I was thinking about the tomahawk.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was thinking Dominican pica pollo, Dominican fried chicken.
that's delicious, by the way.
Yes. That's why I had that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go grab some pica pollo.
I was also thinking about a regular steak. It doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be a tomahawk.
I was thinking
I
some
feel
churrasco.
some churrasco will go great with this. Sliced up, just to go picking at as
Yeah.
you drink this.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be the whole darn churrasco just for yourself. For those of you who don't know what a churrasco is, it's a skirt steak.
Give it to me, blue rare.
Well, and if you like stuff like molleja and chinchulin, which is, gosh, one is a gland from I'm not going to tell you which gland people won't drink it. Mollejas are delicious, guys. And
There's no fucking filters on this podcast, so you can tell us whatever gland you want to tell us about.
And then the chinchulin is the small intestine of a cow, which is, when grilled, is one of the most delicious things.
It is.
Nice and crunchy. That goes good with a
Now I'm
little bit
getting
of
hungry
rum.
again.
Yeah, I just got hungry.
But I also feel like this can go with anything as simple as an appetizer. Also, it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be
Yeah.
a great steak.
Yeah.
Right. It can be. I can even have this with pork belly,
Yeah.
chicharrone.
Some chicharrón.
You know.
Mm.
So I was very impressed by this drink.
We need to
Oh, we're not done yet.
no next.
We still got 3 drinks to go. I know.
I mean, there's more than that, but that's I wanted to pace it. I didn't want to go through the. I want to get invited again. I didn't want to go through the whole
No.
27.
No. We'll definitely get reinvited.
So what we'll do
I
next
don't think
time
we're gonna be moving after this.
is next time
I'll have to call my
we'll
wife
do
to
like
come
a
pick me up.
potluck. No, we can go next time. I can bring the alcohol and we can do like a potluck. I'll bring some. I don't know, something that I make, maybe a pork belly or
I'll bring you some smoked sausages and some chicken wings and some
yeah.
chicken.
I can make some
I'll
sausages
make some
too.
pica pollo.
You make sausages from scratch as well?
No,
We
I wish.
We
Why
can
don't
have a
you?
stuffing party.
Well, I don't know because the wife bitches me out for making a mess.
Oh yeah, you got that out of your own kitchen too. Yeah, mine
So
is nice enough
at
to let
that
me
point,
back in the
it's like, let me just buy a pre-made. I know specifically which ones I would go for. I know
Well-
which ones she would have and which ones I would have because everyone has their own taste profile, right? And then you put it in the smoker for about an hour and 30 minutes.
Well, I'll make you a deal. Why don't we one of these days go to my house, listen to the whole statement I'm about to make here. You cut it in half. We'll stuff some sausages.
Okay.
We'll make our own sausages, whatever flavors we want.
That's the plug.
Okay.
You go smoke them. We just fresh sausages. We don't have
Okay.
to ferment them or anything. You go smoke your sausages. I smoke
fine.
my sausages, and then we bring them over here, and we'll have a
Blind
That sounds.
we have
Actually, you know what?
a
That'd be
sausage
great.
and
That
rum.
would, that would be a great.
Yes.
I mean,
He's calling you out, Carlos.
I see that. I see
No,
that.
we'll make
I
our
see
own
that.
sausages together. It's
Yeah.
We'll make the sausages together and
yeah,
just
and
cook
then
them
you
two
choose
different
your
ways.
own woods,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
choose
Yeah.
my own woods. And
What
then,
kind of grill do you use?
man? Lately, for like the last maybe 6 years, I'm into an egg. I mean, it's really hard to beat them. I can cook 18 hours at 220 degrees, or I can bring them up to 900 degrees to make pizza. So I have a few grills, but the one that gets used the most is the egg.
Okay.
And then
I have an egg. It may not be as big as your egg.
The acorn.
You got an acorn?
I have an Acorn Junior. Is typically what I use for when we go off site. So when we go camping and
Yeah,
we're
which
out there
is-
in the middle of nowhere, and I need to, I can either do it on top of the fire pit, and it'll be open fire grill, or if you want to smoke it a little bit and put some wooden pellets or some wooden chunks inside the little Acorn Junior, and you can smoke out the food and you leave it cooking in there at a steady flow of 230, 240 for a few minutes or a few hours, depending on what you're cooking, to get that woodiness, smoke flavor to it. But that Acorn Junior has played some magic.
So I
And it came
started
out
with
good.
an acorn. That was my first one.
Okay.
And I was sold after like the third cook. And I like to cook for people.
But I also then have the Char Griller Grand Champ Offset Smoker,
which is great too.
which is a whole nother mammoth.
That requires a little bit of
Which I
skill.
fractured my ankle
that's
on.
a whole
So-
different scenario.
So I do have I do have a grill with a side box. I don't use it as much anymore. I have two eggs,
Okay.
and the one I use the most is a Kamado Joe XL, and that's because I think I don't know how much, almost 30 inches
Yeah.
of space.
That's the red one, right?
That's the red one.
Yeah. See?
Half
Got
the
I
price
even
of
got
the
the
green
colors
one.
in my head, bro.
That's
I
right.
even got the
red
colors
one.
in my head.
And I bought a Traeger grill like 15 years ago. I still have it. I had to modify the hell out of it because it doesn't produce enough smoke, so you have to create a smoke generator next to it. I don't even know if it works anymore, but if somebody wants a Traeger grill,
I'll take that off your hands if you don't want that.
yeah, as long as you use
Add
it.
it to the collection.
I'll add it to the collection and see
And
if
I
it,
do use
see if I can still resurrect it.
a Weber. If it's not, you just order it when it goes bad. It's got a little board. They'll send you the board for $30. You
Okay.
put in a new board and it
for
works.
sure.
Brand new.
And a Weber. I do use a little Weber once in a while. And I have a gas grill too, but that never turns out.
You lost me there, man.
Yeah.
I had a Char Griller 5050. This is what the model is called, and it's got the charcoal side on one side, and then you have the gas grill with a gas stove on the other side. And the wife would use the gas stove all the time to cook something outside, so she doesn't stink up the house. I don't think I ever used the gas grill section of that barbecue. I opened it up one day and I was like, "It's rusted."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never used.
Yeah.
It was never
The,
used.
the gas side.
No.
I cook a lot of paellas and stuff on gas outside.
Right. Okay.
I actually, this is for another conversation, but I made that Magic City 21 gin.
Mm-hmm.
I made it just so that I can eat it with paellas. It has saffron, so it's when you drink that the gin and
Barata
tonic.
loves gin.
Yeah, it's that.
Bro,
I love paella.
that's a 50-50 hit for me. My first experience off gins was not fun.
I think that's most
No.
people's experience. Most
Well,
of the time with gin.
listen.
they drink it and it's like
And then
When
you
you
guys
drink
gave
a
me
175 from a plastic bottle, whether it be tequila, gin, vodka, whatever it is, you're going to be hating it for about 20 years. By the time you take like 20, 42, 43, like tequila, it took me, I don't know, man. I started liking tequila maybe 10 years ago. Again,
I don't have that issue with tequilas.
because you never drank a 175 of clear tequila for $7.98. Bought out at
You're like, fair enough.
Fair enough. This guy loves tequilas, but apparently he's probably never had that neither.
I do.
all you got to do is one time and you get yourself, it's like a vaccine.
Yeah.
You will not like anything that you drink out of a plastic bottle when you drink the whole bottle. And you're a young, impressionable kid for.
I think of as Jose
You know, I think
Cuervo.
that was
You said when
I
you
think
drink
that
the
was
whole
my
bottle.
issue. I think that
that's
was
the
my
problem.
issue because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the first gin I tried was out of a plastic bottle.
Yeah.
You know, and that was probably the issue. It tastes like shit. It was the most horrible thing I ever had. Yeah. But it was out of a plastic bottle, how you said. I'm ready for drink number 2.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's go for
Let's
it.
go for
That
it.
is the orange spice rum.
Orange spice rum. Let's do that. So
You're
this
gonna use
one,
the same cup all over again?
You
or?
can. We can.
Okay. Yeah. Let's pass them around.
We for this one, orange spice rum has a Hell's Bay base. Then we add a few. It's at 40%, and this one does have about 2 liters of mangrove honey for 200 liters of product. So it does have a little bit of sweetness to it. Not a lot. Still a dry spice rum. Most spice rums are sweet. This one is on the drier side, but it does have the honey, and it ages. The oranges are from Florida. It's about 4 different types of oranges, and it has a little bit of baking spices.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the
Love the
oranges,
smell on this one.
the oranges from Florida scenario, because one of the questions I have for you is, how do you source your ingredients for most of the different drinks that you,
Yeah.
or the most of the different spirits you have here?
Yeah, it's quality. Starts with, so where can we get the best quality ingredients for whatever we're trying to do? Sometimes those quality ingredients might be produced in Florida, but they're not the most quality ingredients, so we might have to go elsewhere. Oranges, they work just fine. The honey, mangrove honey, our mangrove honey comes from Florida as well. Well, I don't think it can come from way too many states. I don't know how many states other than Florida and Hawaii have mangroves.
Yeah. Maybe Louisiana.
Louisiana,
Alabama.
North Carolina,
Southern
those-
Alabama.
Southern United States, and
The Gulf.
yeah, the 5 states
Yeah.
probably. Either how that we look for quality. We do try to buy as much local, but if what we find local does not have the quality, we do not circumvent quality for local.
Okay.
We're gonna have to start buying a lot more local because the laws are changing in 2025. Don't want to bore you with that stuff. So we're gonna have to, and I do like supporting small local shops and stuff like that. That we do, small businesses as much as we can, regardless of where they get their that's so when it comes quality, small business, local. It's important to us from a. We always look at local options first, but
Yeah, it's
Again-
from a local
Yeah.
business perspective.
yeah. 'Cause we,
From
we're
one to
small
another.
business, and we're into supporting small businesses as much as we can as well. That's why our prices are not very inexpensive. They're not the cheapest rums you're going to find. The reason being is some of our raw materials come from small businesses, and we pay a premium for those as well.
Okay.
Bueno,
Juan, what'd you think about this one?
I'm liking it.
I'm liking it too. It's gonna
I
be
wanted
difficult.
like a crema or something. Like it's like something like
Yeah, this
Like-
is usually not drank like this.
Yeah.
This is good mix.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like I want to mix like it's very good.
Well, I know what to mix it.
Done.
I'm gonna get up for a second, get something. I'm gonna
by
mix
all
it.
means.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, get out of camera for a second. Do you guys?
By all means, take your time. Take your time. All right. But if I had to rate this while he gets off camera,
10.
solo, as it is, you say 10?
10. I love a spice rum. I love a spice rum.
Coño, he gave it a 10 right off
10.
the bat, bro.
I'm still at an 8. This is still good.
I'm still at an 8. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm like, forget about the other one. Just give me this one.
This like when I tasted it, I
Yeah.
was like, it's good. I was like, this is gonna taste good mixed. Like I was
Right.
like, I wanted
I
like
mixed it with the Dr.
cream,
Pepper.
I got a creamsicle or like
You mixed it with the Dr. Pepper?
No. We're gonna.
No, hold on.
No,
He's gonna
I
mix it
did.
with
I
something
already
else.
I
see
did.
you over there in the back.
I already did.
Let me get a little bit.
All right, Chen is getting a drink now.
Chen's getting some
look,
sort of
it's-
mix there.
Get a little surprise.
Should I pan over?
Nah.
No, that's all right. He's gonna do it right here in front of us as well.
We're all getting a little.
Something's getting blended together here.
Yeah,
We're good.
No.
Someone gonna get blended. Someone's gonna get blended. Oh. Ah, yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
This is the cream soda.
I'm add a little more in here.
One more.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, you chugged the whole rum already, Austin?
This is a cream
I love a
soda?
spice rum.
Yes, absolutely, it's a cream soda.
Can you pass it to me, Harris?
Nah, this is a perfect.
Yep. See, I said it's like something
I wrote-
crema, something
Can
creamy.
you pass it to me? The rum? No, that one.
That's the one.
Oh, no, yeah, that one. Okay.
Oh wow. You're taking the whole microphone back there with you. Push here. There you go.
There we go. I know, man.
Let's see.
Let me try.
That changed the whole scenario.
That.
Austin.
See, that's
You
what I was like.
still
It needs
reach
some
that bottle
cream,
open?
something creamy. I was like,
Yeah. Pour some more in there to mix it a little bit with this creamer.
oh, that's so good.
Or this cream soda. It's not a creamer. It's not a coffee.
Wow.
It's just gonna give me diabetes, but it's fine.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
No, that's everything.
Aye.
Oh, this is very good.
That's.
I'm not
Definitely a
mad.
great mix.
We could end it right here.
We could end it. Maybe for you.
Wow, this is
Wow.
a great. I feel like this would be a great dessert drink.
Great morning drink.
Yes.
Right after your coffee.
Add it just like this into my coffee.
Some
Man,
eggs.
I haven't.
No,
I
I have
haven't.
this with eggs, bacon. with this.
Yo,
On a
some
hot day
smoked
by the
bacons right
pool.
now.
Like,
You know what's impressive about this is like I'm a big Jameson guy, right? And then Jameson recently came out with the orange
That's right.
whiskey, and it tastes pretty good, but it does suffer from the problem that a lot of orange flavored drinks have, where it almost feels synthetic sometimes.
Yes.
There's like a chemical.
there's like- there's
Because,
yeah.
because it is.
Yeah, because yeah, it is. Like,
It almost feels like orange.
It's mass
free
produced,
extract,
so-
right?
yeah.
This doesn't have that, and I was afraid that it might because you said orange. This has a very natural
yes.
feeling
Yeah, so-
orange taste. To it.
So orange or a lot of citrus suffer from they oxidize rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a process that we got to put this thing through. I'm open with everything.
Okay.
We're an open source distillery is what we call ourselves. If you let orange from the orange peels oxidize for 2 years, you got to add quite a bit of orange peels, remove them, and make sure it's the peel, doesn't have any of the pith. Then you remove them, let it on the barrel. It'll get subdued, but you won't suffer from the oxidative notes. By the way, most orange flavors are not synthetic because it's cheaper just to get the original an extract from the oil, from the essential oil, but it does suffer from oxidation. In our case, we let it stay, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. How are you beating oxidation if you're letting it stay for a longer time, since it's oxidizing by default over a longer period of time? I don't want to get too technical, but yeah, it works.
No, that's good.
The more technical, the better.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my questions I have for you is, do you add colorings, flavorings, or additives to any of the drinks that we've had here today,
No.
or that we have on the lineup
No,
because we
so-
haven't finished?
Let's get
Two
technical.
more.
All right.
We do make a lot of liqueurs.
Okay.
If the liqueur has a color of red, a redder color, it comes from the fruit. So we never add exogenous colors to our product, to the products that are Big Cypress. So if it's red, it's because it comes from the fruit. Now, it won't last for a long time. It'll start bronzing, and eventually that red color will become bronzed, similar to the yellow colors and similar to the green colors. So anything, now, none of the stuff we have has coloring. The coloring comes from the barrel.
From the barrel.
Right.
Right. We don't use caramels. We don't use none of that stuff. We're not adverse to it as long as the customer knows what they're buying.
Yeah.
But in our case, there's no need for it. There's no need for adding caramel or anything. And this caramel is an industry standard coloring caramel. It's not the stuff that you would make at home. Similar, but it's called E150 and so forth.
I know we're gonna do, maybe if we can, a walkthrough in the back later on.
Yeah.
But when me and Hyro came 2 weeks back, I noticed the little mini barrels you have out here at the bar.
Yeah.
The barrels you use in the back are actually full size barrels.
Yes. Little barrels make lousy product. You know what? In my experience, I know there's distilleries that have used small barrels for product very successfully, and which more power to them. But in my experience, small barrels make lousy product.
What kind of wood are you using?
American oak is the standard. We might have some wine barrels with French oak, but we standardize on American oak.
Interesting. We're going to
drink
learn
this
a
all
whole
day.
lot more than we
I could drink this all day.
Time to distill.
know.
I
can
welcome
drink
you
that
guys here one day
all
that
day,
we're
all
making
night.
whiskey.
Hell yeah.
Hell, hey.
Whiskey is my magic word.
We make a barrel and name it after the podcast, and then when it's
Hell,
done, we'll
Anything,
tap it.
anything is
And-
my magic word.
And I'm gonna tell you something. That one you got a grade 10 because it's gonna be your own shit.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I get to
So
grade it,
we'll
and I
come
might
back
give it a 2
multiple
or a
times.
3.
We'll come back multiple times and we'll see how it's going.
Yeah.
You know?
But you guys know how to make beer, so it's the mashing process is fairly similar. We ferment on the grain, so it's a little different than in beer. Usually sparge, you remove off the grain, you whirlpool, you add your hops, you boil after the fact. Ours is a little more rudimentary. This American whiskey, you pretty much mash on the grain. You mash, you keep it on the grain, that you cool it down, you send the grain and everything to the fermenter. You ferment. Once that's done, you distill grain and everything in there, and that's how American whiskey is made.
Before we even
About
added the sweetness to this, I gave this an 8. I still feel it's sweet as hell. Like, this is maybe like a chicken wing type scenario for me.
Chicken wing.
I know Austin gave this a 10. I'm still sticking to my 8.
Nah, you're wrong. I could drink this
I'm at
all
an
day,
eight.
all night.
A is high for me. You know how hard it
I
is.
love it.
I know how hard it is for you to get a high number.
Yeah,
This guy's tongue's
Eight
been
is
through
like
everything.
like a high.
You know? Hasta mierda, maybe, but, you know.
that's What do you rate that
Yeah.
at?
Oh, that's an 8.
No, the mierda. What is that
mierda.
rated at? I hear some people like the bitterness in it. Not that I know from a fact.
I can drink it, even doesn't mean I like it.
That's good.
Oh man, my mother's bringing me.
Like, this is awful.
My mother's bringing me some beers from Chicago, and when I started looking at the photos she sent me, she bought pilsners and lagers.
Great. She's smart as hell.
I was like, coño, qué clase mierda.
You're gonna get this in the
But
future
you know
show.
what? I want to taste them because she's also bringing double IPAs, single IPAs, and 2 different
It's
stouts.
also free, so.
And it's also free for me. So,
I
tasting those beers are going to be interesting. But I'm not that big of a lagers fan because to me that's just water.
well, not at all. That lagers and pilsners is
Standard, baby.
no, is what showcases a brewery's ability to make beer. I like IPAs, but in IPA you have the ability to hide stuff. Higher proof alcohol beers, you have the ability. Higher alcohol beers, you have the ability to hide stuff. Anytime you add hops, you have the ability. Anytime you put it in a barrel, you have the ability to hide stuff. You don't have that. Pilsner has
lager.
to be fresh. Has to have the right amount of hops. Has to have the right amount of that balance between the hops and the malt. There's no hiding anything between. They're so simple. Some of the new world lagers that we're making here, we're hiding stuff a little bit because we're adding a little bit more hops. But traditional noble hop stuff, it's hard to hide behind that. You have to be a good brewer.
Interesting.
Probably why you don't like lagers, because most of the ones you have are not good.
They're all pissed.
No. It's. I mean, you're probably talking American light lagers,
Yeah.
which are tough to make. I mean, they really have no flavors, like Alka-Seltzer, a little bit of vodka, a little bit of hop.
That's exactly what they say. It's
Extract.
like it's oxygen.
Yeah, those are tough. But like full flavor pilsners and stuff like that, it's you got to be a good brewer, in my opinion. What the hell do I know?
Hey,
Yeah, more than
have some
so we have you on. You
gotta have some lagers. Wanna?
This is good with a patty, by the way.
I'm ready for the next.
Absolutely,
for the
with
next
cocoa
drink.
bread.
Oh, some cocoa bread.
This is
Ah,
good with a patty. This is a patty drink right here. Yeah.
a patty with cocoa bread.
And with some
What's this bad boy?
This is that. Don't
That-
fuck with.
Don't fuck.
Don't fuck. What was it? Don't fuck with me.
don't fuck with me.
Yeah,
That's,
don't fuck with
that's
me.
people. That's don't mess with my bottle is what I was telling folks. So that is it's in a Hell's Bay bottle, but that's I pulled it out of a barrel that's aging right now for you guys to try. That needs another year or so in the barrel.
Okay.
That should be at about 55, 58% alcohol by volume. So it's going to be high, but it is a full flavor and it has Jamaican notes and so forth.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's
This
almost ready.
Might be one you like, Chad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can leave today, man.
You said you had to be at the studio by 9, so
That might
You
not
got-
happen. I don't know.
Just a little tiny bit for me.
Yeah.
we'll go get you food,
That's
bro.
good.
It's fine. No, I'm good.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
Is this a new cup?
Yes, this is the
Yes,
clip.
this
Is
is
that still
different
got?
one. These
Yeah, this is
kind of-
All right, you
I'm
said
not gonna mix this with
that'll be
this.
fine.
Now, you have to like rum to like this. This is a full flavor rum. A lot
Smells.
of algo.
Definitely has a deeper scent. I'm like,
Sure, a lot of
Okay.
algo, a lot of tropical notes that you're going to pick up. You're going to pick up stone fruit.
This smells like rum.
Now you
oh
That
yeah.
smells
you
like
do
rum.
barrel aging for almost all of
Yes.
these, right? Or is
Everything
there?
that's colored like this has barrel aged.
I want this on the
Copy
beach.
That's
Yeah.
the color from the barrel.
This is. I want this on the beach.
This is more
That's the way it is.
Yeah, it absolutely
Yeah,
is.
he told
Yeah.
you it'd be.
More apple.
This has all the, and this is ultra dry as well.
This is
Yeah.
better than Appleton, though.
Ooh, I mean, my favorite distiller in the world is
Appleton?
Joy Spence. Yeah, she's badass.
This is better than this, though. For me personally, this is better than Appleton. I would mix with Appleton. I wouldn't
Well-
mix with this. This would be something that I drink straight. I wouldn't.
This would definitely be something I would drink straight.
This is delicious with lemon or lime and a little bit of
something
sugar.
light. This is the same family, though. I can see the similarity.
I want to go to the beach. I just want
This
this on the beach.
with
chilling,
coconut with
go run
coconut
in, get
juice, by the
salty.
way.
Yes.
Regular coconut water and this, delicious.
Interesting.
So
Damn.
I don't give any of my products 10 or anywhere near, but this is one of the ones I'm most proud of. We follow the Cousins process, which is a Jamaican process from the 1700s, I'm going to assume.
Beats me. I don't know.
Maybe 16 when rum started being manufactured.
I mean, unless you're immortal, Chen, and we don't know.
Yeah,
The mortal chin.
I'll take your word for it.
So it's modified to our still because we don't have two retorts and all that stuff. But it's, wow.
Its smell profile to its taste profile is it's very close. It tastes great.
Yeah.
This is 9.5 for me.
Damn, Chen's shooting high. That's a high. That's a high number for Chen.
You know,
Appleton is like the standard, and I told you I'm
That's-
not a rum guy, but this
So-
is like, and it's strong.
so you grew up with your grandma rubbing Ray and nephew and you when you got a cold and all that good shit?
What do you know about that? Wait a minute. I tell people that they don't believe me. Yeah, they used to rub you down with
Oh,
white rum.
yeah. Ray and nephew, you get wet because of it rain. Oh, you're gonna get a cold, Ray
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nephew.
rub it in your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that's 151. That's strong.
So 124, but my not correcting you. But my best friend is Jamaican. I grew up with him. He actually works here, and that's how I know about a little bit of Ray and nephew, cocoa bread, and
Cocoa bread and patties.
yeah. let me give a Jamaican restaurant that's across the airport.
Okay.
Carry Flex. Go eat their
Yeah.
jerk chicken or jerk pork.
Yeah, I've gone there.
Yeah.
Never gone there. Now I
Yeah.
gotta go check it out.
Now that's another thing. Jamaican barbecue is at another level.
It's a different beast, man.
There, I'll have to go with Chen. Yeah,
But,
I'll have.
but you don't like spicy, so
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
No.
see. There, you kind of lose me when it comes to spicy
it's not gonna
food.
work for
Yeah.
you. That's not gonna
You're
work.
going to starve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna starve.
It's not
You're going to
work.
starve.
That-
I mean, these motherfuckers.
They go in.
Yeah.
It's that Scotch bonnet is the most delicious
love
tasting
Scotch
pen.
Yep.
Oh my
So
God,
good.
it's so floral. I think
It's the best tasting pepper. It's
Hands
like the
down.
best
Yeah.
habanero,
Yeah.
but on crack. It is
Yeah.
the best tasting
Yeah.
Habanero, but on. I bitched about a beer that had habanero in it.
Yeah.
So-
remember?
It's a cousin to the Mexican.
Shannon and
I
like
think
that
it
one.
is.
No?
It's the same type of pepper, but the Mexican habanero doesn't have probably the same heat, but doesn't have those floral notes.
Yeah.
I
The
mean
flavor-
that, and sometimes these damn Scotch bonnet bushes decide to give you a purple pepper, and
Oh,
that purple
shit.
pepper will purple multiple places in your body. Purple. Not that I can see my asshole, but I guarantee you it's purple after eating one of those.
It goes in now.
You'll
it comes
feel
out.
it.
Damn. Nah, man, you lost me
I'm a
there.
dragon, but the other way around.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
when
the
I eat that
closest.
pepper, I asked my wife to go buy ice cream at Publix. She goes, "What flavor? Whatever they have 2 for 1, because I ain't eating it." That shit's getting just rubbed up.
Woo!
Only way
Oh,
to cool
man.
down that fucking.
Nah, man, the closest experience I have to that is, try natural gas with a lighter. Put the lighter right next to my ass.
Oh my
I'd
god.
rather have the natural gas.
You know?
No,
And the asshole becomes a vacuum after you let it out. Comes
That-
right
yeah,
back.
that's right. No, I'm eating hot pepper and not putting a lighter next to my ass. I bet you I've experienced the same pain, but never with a lighter.
Guaranteed.
Why would you?
I did the one
Yo,
chip
man,
challenge.
Jackass was a thing
That-
back then when I was in my younger youth, all right? I followed
And you were
Jackasses.
bare ass or through pants?
No, it was through shorts.
Ooh,
and then
it still backfired.
exactly how you see the dogs dragging their ass in the grass, that's
Oh, yeah.
exactly what I did to turn that shit off.
That's where you learned it from, huh?
Grab the piece of yuca and wipe that shit up. That's the only thing that could fit in there.
I calling you. I lit my ass on fire because it literally shot out. It's like, yo, it works. But then it came right back.
Shot a blue flame about this big, and bam, that thing came out. You burped it right out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't have things recording back then, so.
No, back then, back in those days,
Fortunately, it wasn't
Fortunately.
Yeah, that's how
Fortunately.
you,
I want to record.
No.
no.
You're the only
It's
one
not
that-
like these youth nowadays that record every fucking little thing they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every inconsequential thing. And
Unbelievable.
funniest
Not just
video
not
back
just
in the
record
day
it. Post it on the internet.
was a guy that decided to put a firecracker to shoot a bottle rocket out of his ass, and his buddy is like the film guy telling him what to do. But pinch it, and then that shit went off. The heat from the bottle rocket made his asshole clench, It didn't shoot out. My man ran, blew up half of his ass. So that was one of the best videos I've ever seen.
Welcome to Jackass 101.
Yeah.
That was probably prior to Jackass.
That was definitely prior to Jackass, probably.
They might have
Oh,
been
Jackass been around for a while.
Inspired by that guy.
What not to do?
Oh.
I remember prior to Jackass, I used to watch CKY.
Oh, that's the original.
Yeah.
That's the original.
I feel like nowadays, youth nowadays
that
wouldn't even
was-
do half the stupid shit we did back then.
No, because they get arrested and
Yeah.
things are different.
Now everybody has a podcast, right?
No, and everybody's taping. Everybody has a phone. The stuff that
Yeah.
we did back in the day, we would have been
We did stupid
canceled.
shit.
You did
ran
it and you
no
got
one
away
knew.
with it.
I mean,
wanna know
shit, I
unless you
remember
killed
getting
someone.
suspended for hot wiring a teacher's table.
Shit.
Yes.
You electrocuted a teacher?
And the drawer where she had the chalk was where I tied the wires to. So when she went to grab the chalk,
Bam.
straight from the drawer. And immediately it was suspension.
Who did you dirty
course.
like that? Who told on you?
Oh, I mean, everybody pointed my fingers my way.
Oh.
No. I also put tacks on the teacher's chair at one point.
Shocking.
What school did you go to?
I went to South Miami Heights Elementary.
How many schools did you go to?
I got kicked out of a nun's church school. It's here in South Miami
They could see you now.
for telling "F you" to the nun, to the head nun.
What, you went to like St. Kevin's or
That's
something
so
like that?
surprising. Bro, that's
St.
so unlike
Michael's?
you.
Holy Rosary.
Oh
Back
my
then when it was a
gosh.
school. And then I went to public schooling after that. And that's when all the other crazy shit with the tax and the electrical wiring to the table and everything else happened.
I never I never
Definitely a
wanted.
problem
I love my
child.
teachers. I never wanted to harm them because I needed them to pass me. Because I wasn't going to
I mean,
pass on my own merit.
I still got passed.
I was not going to
Somehow.
pass on my own merit. I was
Yeah.
only going to pass on my charm. I was a cute kid back then.
I was tremendo Hewlett Packard to not say the other words.
I'm not even gonna discriminate myself, so I'm not gonna say a word.
My teachers might be watching. So.
No comment.
Hi, Miss Withers.
I'm too old. Most of my teachers are dead.
Shit.
Hey, we run
Hey,
behind
the nun that I told you F you to, I'm sure is 6 feet on the ground by now.
She deserved it, probably.
God bless them.
Mean motherfuckers. I went to a Catholic school for a while. Mean motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's back then when they could still hit you with a PVC pipe.
Oh, you got hit with
Oh,
a
the
PVC
big
pipe?
paddle.
At
Oh,
least,
no,
at least the
paddle.
table got hit
No,
right in front of
see,
me to intimidate me.
Mine were
Yeah.
a little bit more eloquent. They used a ruler.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
PVC pipe, that's some Guajiro nun.
That's the
fucking-
reason why I write with my right hand.
Yeah, because they beat
smack
the left
hell
out of
out
it.
of me with the left.
yep.
You're not ambidextrous?
I am a bit like my strength comes from the left, even though I write with my right. Some people like if you see me pick anything up, it's with my left hand.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you
So-
got your left eye is dominant? You bat with your left and everything?
I'm a switch hitter, so I can do both.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was
When
I
I
was
was
gonna
younger,
ask
they
before,
always
but to kind of bring this back into a podcast question.
Yeah, this is the kind of shit you're going to have to call off.
This is where we get driven off.
Start talking
Yeah.
too much.
The side effects of what we're drinking.
Sounds like the Romans.
You're in the
Yeah.
process of opening up another location, right? Can you
By
tell
the
us about that?
falls. Yeah, across from the falls.
Oh, don't say that.
That
Opening
for
up
us
a
is
much
dangerous.
larger location. We currently have almost 4,000 square feet here. We'll be opening up almost 8,000, over 8,000
Okay.
square feet.
Wow.
That's big, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have a speakeasy. The speakeasy is 1,000 square feet, and that speakeasy will have an emphasis on vinyl music, and it's a listening bar, mainly like a Japanese listening bar. So it's not too loud. You don't want to scream.
Yeah.
You know the kind of stuff but with a treated room, right? Right here we have so similar to this. We will have a food component. Everything will have its pairing and so forth. Bar style food, nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but well executed, simple foods.
Hey, if you need a barbecue person, you let me know.
Absolutely, bring your acorn, and we'll be cooking something for sure.
No, you let me know.
And so that's that. We're looking at another location. Can't speak about it just yet, but once the negotiations are completed, there will be
course.
there will be another location as well.
It's exciting.
Exciting to know that we're gonna have multiple big cypresses around because so far
Yes.
every drink I've had has been great.
Yeah, it'll be
The drink you gave me last time was, I was slightly intimidated by
by the
before
Negroni.
Yeah.
by the Negroni before I even tasted it. I was like,
He started calling
It can't be
Pellegroni.
that
He's
bad.
like-
it can't be that bad. And then it's got its character. I wouldn't recommend it to someone who's just beginning to drink because they're going to
course
be
not.
scared
No.
off immediately.
Absolutely. The bitterness is not for everybody.
No.
Not everybody tastes bitter either. That's also, if you guys ever want to do that, like taste your palate and your nose, I have all that stuff. It's rudimentary, but we have these strips, and then I have all these individual smells. We can sit down and talk about what each of us smell and test each other.
That'd be awesome.
That sounds
Yeah.
fire.
So
Right
we
there.
can
Yeah.
we can certainly do
I
that.
want to know what my palate is.
Yeah.
We know what your palate is.
We know
Hey.
what your palate is.
Yeah.
The only way I'll play that game is I get to have a secret ingredient. It won't
Oh,
it won't
okay.
come from a human or a dog or anything like that.
Okay.
The Scotch bonnet pepper, right?
No, it won't burn
Yes.
asses. It won't burn
No.
anything.
I won't have fire out the hole.
I mean, I haven't drank the whole vial, so I probably won't recommend we do that. But yeah, we can do that.
Talking about fire out the hole, we're gonna get some rye whiskey.
Go at it.
I'm kidding.
Let's go for it. Let's go for that rye whiskey.
Well,
Let's
this
see what
one
we
is
got.
delicious. This is my
I
favorite.
like that.
This is
I
rye
like that one
whiskey.
a lot.
Thank you.
And again, the name of this one was the last one we
Gonna
just
love
did.
It doesn't have a name, but the bottle is "Don't fuck with me."
It's
on
Dallas
the
Fort
bottle,
Worth.
So that, yeah, Dallas Fort Worth. No,
Gotta say, I love your bottles. I love
That's funny. I got your joke.
Share
I got you,
pirate
Jay.
bottles.
Dallas Fort Worth. Now, as I
Nah, man, that
pour
is don't
this-
fuck with me. I'll stick with that original name. All right.
As I pour this, where can viewers find Big Cypress? They wanted to
So-
go out and get a bottle.
So if they see the bottle, that's the Big Cypress bottle with the fancy label, you can find those at what's the name of that place?
Total Wine.
Total Wine.
I've seen them. That's why
have-
multiple
Yeah.
times I've walked across them and I've been
Jensen.
meaning to grab them. I was like,
Total Wine and so forth. You can find those. Thank you.
Can you talk about the process of what it's like being a distillery and getting into a big box vendor like a
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I mean, there's
because that's an aspect of making beer that a lot of people don't get to see. And it's hundreds of brands. A lot of them are great brands. There's a lot of good product out there. The difference between a conglomerate is interesting. So, whiskey made by a large distillery and whiskey made by a small distillery is not necessarily, the small distillery doesn't necessarily make better whiskey than the large distillery. I mean, Four Roses whiskey is delicious, even the lowest price whiskey.
Four Roses bourbon's great.
Right. And a lot of these large distilleries have, in the beer world, you're comparing yourself with Rolling Rock or some shit like that,
no,
right?
Rolling Rock.
So it's the smaller craft breweries or middle-sized breweries can make much better beer or much more flavorful beer than the small than the large breweries, right? In our case, it's not like that. A lot of the conglomerates are making great product as well. I don't even know what the hell I'm going with this, but the process of getting in there is you're competing for shelf space, right? And thousands of brands. And then you're hoping that somebody sees your product. You're trying to get them to taste the product and get it in their hands. It's a very tough industry. Brewers too.
Would you say that it's more politics to get on the shelf, or would
No.
you say that it's like who you know?
Well, that helps, right? Because it's not who you know. It's whether they know that your brand is going to be successful, because they don't want something collecting dust, right? So if you have industry experience and you brought brands to success, then you're probably going to get the ability to get on a good distributor. But it all comes down to the amount of money that you're going to throw at it. You have to be very well for distribution purposes.
Yeah.
Is this based? Is the format you find a distributor that has a relationship with Total Wine, or is it a direct relationship between distillery?
And Total Wine, you have to go through a distributor because of the 3-tier.
Yeah.
I had a question coming up to that, but go ahead.
Because of the 3-tier, but sometimes the producer might have a relationship with.
Total Wine.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they're going to take you. You have to go through the process.
Yeah.
And then you got to prove yourself when you're in there, because you can get delisted
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're still a business. They're still for profit,
absolutely.
and they still want to be able to drive, like having traffic coming in and people coming out and spending money.
Absolutely, they're there to make money, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to put whatever on their shelves that's selling,
Yeah,
and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Not the best product will not always be the most sold product, but the best advertised product is the one that's the most sold product.
yeah.
As far as distributors are concerned, when you log on to a distributor, are you locked permanently to that distributor?
Depending
or
on the
do
state,
you have,
but not in the state of Florida.
not in the state of Florida?
No,
Okay, so there is such a thing as you are locked to a distributor depending upon the state you are in.
there are states that have franchise laws that without a release, the distributor has automatic perpetual distribution rights. And what happens, this goes back to prohibition. In prohibition, distributors were small, producers were large. That's changed. Producers are now, for the most part, where there's more small producers than ever before, right? And the distributors are massive. So the laws benefit the distributor. I am for distribution, by the way. I'm not for the 3-tier system. We shouldn't be forced to use the distributor, but I do agree with the benefit that a distributor can bring, because then a bar will have to pay 75, 85, 100 different vendors. So the distributors are able to consolidate that, are able to deliver, are able to stand. So I'm not against distribution. Some of my peers are. I will do what the Florida Guild tells us to do, and will support the Florida Guild when it comes to their opinion. But my opinion is that distribution is okay. The only part that I don't like is that we're required by the state to have a distributor.
Right.
I think that's unconstitutional. But even if distribution was not required, I would still see out a
have one.
distributor. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, let's get to the rating of this last one because none of us have rated this last drink.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it,
Me 3.
but I also enjoyed "Don't Fuck with Me," which was the drink prior to this.
I'll fuck with you.
Yeah. Or at
Let
least
me
that
tell you
was
a little bit
the
about
nickname you gave
Yes.
it was "Don't Fuck with Me."
Yeah.
This one that we're having now is which one again?
This is our rye whiskey.
Okay, so the rye whiskey.
This is a 4-year-old rye whiskey. It's only 4 years because I like to taste, and it's 106 proof. I like to taste.
I felt it.
Yep, there
I
it
didn't
is.
feel it until I got to this one.
Yeah, I
No.
like to taste we're pot distillers, and I like to taste the grain. If you age it for too long, you stop tasting the grain in some cases.
Still feel it?
I still feel my fingers, so we're good.
Yes.
Good.
That's how I see it. If I can still feel my fingertips, we're on the right boat.
So this is that's why you still taste it right. You can actually taste the grain on this. So some people might consider that to be a young product. I like it. I like to taste the grain. If you don't, then there's plenty of offerings out there that don't have that for you.
Me personally, like I said earlier, if I'm getting whiskey and I'm in a place that I don't know, I'm getting Jameson. That is my go-to whiskey. This feels like the craft version of what a Jameson is. Jameson is like the Heineken for me. Like I love Heineken.
I hate Heineken.
I'm gonna,
That's just piss for me, but yeah.
That's the only one thing I've ever against this.
or a Yingling, like it's a go-to.
Like
I
a
know what
Yuengling.
it's gonna taste like. I like it. It's classic. It's never gonna do me wrong. But if I was to see something like this on the menu, I would know this is like the artisan version of that. What is the difference between, like, let's say a rye whiskey and a regular whiskey? Like, are all whiskeys rye whiskeys? Like,
No.
how does that work?
No, so in the American whiskey style, so a rye whiskey means that the whiskey will have 51% of its mash bill will be coming from rye.
Okay.
A bourbon would be 51% corn. A malt whiskey, American malt whiskey, 51% malt. A wheat whiskey, 51% wheat. However, when we get into corn whiskey and bourbon, has to do with whether you can use a new barrel, whether you could keep it clear, and so forth, because the mash bills could be the same. It's just the way you distill it and so forth.
So this feels like the like a blend, a mix between what a whiskey is for me and a bourbon is for me. The only problem that I tend to have with bourbon is that it has, at sometimes depending on the brand, a very like alcohol, like isopropyl aftertaste to it that sometimes doesn't sit well with me.
Ethanol.
The ethanol taste to it. This feels like what a bourbon should taste like to me. It's like right there where it's like, it's a whiskey, but it's a little bit more than just a regular whiskey. And if I wanted to go fancy, like if I was trying to impress somebody, I wouldn't get a Jameson. This is something that I would get.
I appreciate
So
that.
this is right up there with Jameson for me. This is 9.5. I wouldn't drink it all the time because this is strong.
Yep.
And it's expensive.
Come on, you on a
I mean,
drinking show.
This is Jameson. I can drink a whole bottle. I'll be. This is.
We
strong.
drinking a bottle of that.
yeah,
now.
this
strong.
this bottle is $76,
Yeah,
so it's not cheap.
Yeah, this is this bourbon level, almost Scotch level for me. Like this is strong. You give this to a girl you really like. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's
I liked the one before this and this one a lot. This one is definitely. I'm up there with Chen. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 also.
This is great.
I'm at a 9.
Oh
Yeah.
I
wow,
really like it.
we broke
I
the
really like
8.
Yeah.
What's the highest rating you've ever given a beer?
Oh,
A beer?
At 1.5.
Polyjuice.
Polyjuice was our top rated beer at a 5 flat,
Polyjuice.
and 5 is the highest you can go
I
with a
don't think I
beer.
gave it a 5. I think I gave it like a 4.8, 4.9.
Spanish Marie Brewery. Polyjuice.
And that was like the most popular.
So they're right across the airport
Yeah, I
from
know
you.
those guys.
Yeah, and they created a sour 2 years back called Polyjuice. And Polyjuice, the theme, at least as far as the cartoons were involved in the artwork, was kind of like Harry Potter themed. But it was classified as a sour, and to me, it reminded me a lot of a green apple Jolly Rancher.
Well, really cool. Those
Yeah.
guys are doing good flavor stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
it
the
was.
Tootsie
really cool
Roll
stuff.
tastes like a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
They're cool. It's not my style of beer, but it's really
I don't
cool.
like sours personally, but that sour specifically, I would have to say was probably one of the best sours
Yeah, it's really
I've
cool.
had.
Really cool what those guys
Yeah.
are doing. They found a really cool niche, and they're executing it extremely well.
Yeah, 100%.
I would give it a 9.
Appreciate it.
I cannot drink it all the time. I cannot drink it
It
all the
is
time.
really
I
strong.
could wait.
It is knocking my socks off.
It is. I'm feeling it now.
Yes.
After
I'm
I
feeling it
finish
now.
chugging it.
I'm feeling it, and
Yes.
I've drank half of what you guys have drank.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
Yeah, I see that.
You
Yeah.
drink this
No?
with somebody that you really like. This is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
something that you just.
This is someone
Nah,
where
this-
you get a close friend,
Yeah.
someone who you feel close enough as a sibling,
Not even that.
as a
This is-
brother.
This is. I feel like this is a nightcap. Like this is like, you know what? I'm gonna relax, take a hot shower,
Yeah.
pour my drink. I'm gonna relax.
This is the mental
Listen to some
reset.
music. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna sip on this and.
The mental reset
bit
for the
after.
day is this drink, and that drink is. I was actually very impressed.
This
I
is
did
not a
like the
morning
one
coffee.
before it. I did like the one that you slightly customized because that's not its original mix, right? You
It
said
is.
that.
It is. That comes out of a barrel that's not ready.
Okay, so that don't
This
fuck with
isn't
me
done
is
It's. I just pulled something out of a barrel earlier today for you guys to try
Okay.
something that we're developing.
okay.
So this one isn't done yet.
The rye,
No,
what you're
last-
drinking right now?
It is completely done.
Yeah,
The
that's
one
done.
before
Well,
wasn't
this
done.
is finished.
Yeah.
It was the one before this one.
Yeah.
He was talking
I
about some
also
people
like
keep
the
it
lot.
longer.
Yeah.
But this rye, for me, I would have this on my shelf.
As far as food pairing,
But not in a morning coffee though.
Food pairing.
this is a cigar.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not I don't think I can pair a food with this. This is something I would have after the food
This is
Con
the main-
Cristobal.
to relax, to
Yeah.
chill.
I tell you,
know.
cured meats and this stuff works extremely well.
Like a
Yeah.
charcuterie
Yeah.
board,
Yeah.
something like that. This is
No.
the main course.
And I prefer
Like some
Spanish
soft cheeses
cured
and-
meats because they're heavy in paprika.
Yeah.
They pair with this delicious. This is a the barrel is perfect. This is a good. It's not perfect. It's again. It has a little bit of extra wood, but we deal with that. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have. Florida doesn't have seasons, right?
Yeah.
Kentucky,
No, we
you
have one
seasons.
season.
Yeah, they got.
We're summer. The
One
difference is
season.
whether that room is 85
hotter.
degrees or
Look how hot it is
105
now.
degrees.
It's hot, and then it's hotter. Like Austin said, I love to see people in the winter. People in the winter, you see them. They have the sniffles. I lived up north for a few years. To me, the winter here is not cold, but people like to use the sweaters they've never used in the last few
Of
months,
course, we got. Some.
and they don't clean the darn dust. So
Oh, yeah.
they have the sniffles because they're wearing that jacket that hasn't been touched in 11
Hey,
months.
don't hate. Don't
Yeah.
hate. Don't hate.
I ain't hating. I'm just
You
being
got one of
realistic.
those
No, but you
jackets?
hating. I do, and I
You
will wear
wear
them.
Uggs and everything.
Yeah.
You
Not
come out
Uggs.
with
I don't
Uggs
know
and all
Uggs.
that
That's
shit.
not me. Not Uggs. Not Uggs.
Yo, Fernando, I love all the drinks we had tonight. Honestly, I like the rye a lot. The rye for sure is up there for me.
That's
The rye is the best one. Next
The-
time, give us bad tasting.
No, for me,
We can. I mean, I can certainly do that. That's not that hard.
honestly, for me, it was a spice rum.
Okay,
A
good.
spice rum was.
The first
spice
one,
rum?
the first
Yeah.
one you gave us also was great. I feel like the first one,
Very balanced.
I can pour that into my coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
can
that's
make that.
made for the masses.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
we can do.
And we can tell.
We can do next time,
Mhm.
and I can come to you guys. We can do clear spirits, and then the time after that, we do liqueurs, all botanical stuff, and that's also cool. That we compare with cheeses. We compare with what everything pairs with everything.
Interesting.
Our pairing world is a little different than the wine. Yeah, wine pH has a lot to do with it. Here, it's the in my experience, the tannins have a lot to do with it. The wine does too, but pH is very important. There's this belief in the wine world, and I'm not an expert here, but that you match the pH of the food with the pH of the wine, and usually they pair okay. Or you pair things that are near that where that wine is made, right? So that wine has a terroir from Tuscany. You would get stuff that's made in Tuscany, grows in Tuscany, cheeses from Tuscany, cured meats from Tuscany, vegetables from Tuscany, meat, etc.
Interesting.
So there's that belief. I'm not a wine expert. I just drink the shit.
I feel like you're just trying to get me to buy things from around that area.
Yeah, look,
Sometimes like you eat something like I think this works perfectly fine with that.
I I believe there's two types of wine.
Good and bad.
Great
Yeah.
wine,
And
no,
bad wine.
and better wine.
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah.
you on that. But that's
Yeah.
definitely for a
I've
different
had some
episode.
bad wine.
Yeah.
I've had some bad wine. I ain't gonna lie.
Ken had some Josh.
No. Wow.
Some is wine, some is
There it is.
Anyways.
There it is.
Anyways, I'm going to cut this short. It's been an honor being here with you. Thank you so much for having us. That is it for this round of Outdoors Brews and Barbecue. Until the next round, where we will have
Sausages.
different drinks,
And
sausages,
Homemade
homemade
sausages.
sausages,
Dang.
and some smoked meat to go with the drinks.
Pause.
Well, all sausages are stuffed. No, that's not true. I guess Italians and Mexicans make
Yeah.
chorizo
Yeah.
and sausage that's not stuffed.
Yeah.
So I take that back.
I
But
love
all
what-
real sausages are stuffed.
I loved all the drinks from tonight. Thanks for having us in. Until the next round.
Thank you
With
for having
Outdoors and
me.
Brews and Barbecue. Until the next one.
All right.